Welcome to the quick and easy guide on how to find and use every red card in Rust. I'll have timestamps in the description if you're looking for something specific, as well as a link to my Rust tutorials and guides playlist, where you'll find the previous video on how to get every blue card in Rust. One of the easiest ways to get a ton of loot as well as a red card is heading to water treatment. There's a building in the center with a door that you can open, where you'll find loot on the first floor. And by heading upstairs and to the right, you'll find a fuse box and a timer. Make sure it's safe outside because once you flip this timer on, you'll have to run directly to the blue swipe, otherwise you'll waste a fuse. You can head back over to the staircase and push this button to open the door, turn left again, and then you're gonna head in this direction. And you're gonna head over to this building in front of us. When you head underneath the building on the other side is a ladder with a staircase, and you'll find the blue card swipe up here. Inside, you're gonna find the boxes, and if you wrap your way around, you're gonna flip the switch right here, and to your left will be the red card on the table. You turn that switch on because this door will eventually close once the fuse runs out, and you need both of these lights to be green to be able to get that button to work. Heading over to the Arctic Research Base, there's two blue swipes here that don't require any fuses. Only one of them is worth it for loot, which is this one. You'll find the red card on a generator in the back left of this container. And if you're trying to save a swipe on your blue card, you don't need to open the second container unless you wanted the snowmobile, which comes with a little bit of extra low grade on the shelf there. The next place to find a red card is at the Airfield. Make sure you bring a source of light because it's going to be very dark. You're also going to need at least 10 rad protection. Heading over towards the main building, on the opposite side of the tower will be a room on the first floor with a fuse box and timer inside of it. Just like water treatment, you're going to want to make sure that it's safe outside before you flip this timer on, otherwise you're going to waste a fuse. You could have a friend sitting over by this tunnel entrance in between these two hangars while you guard above. Otherwise, the quickest route from the fuse box is over here. There's only one direction to run to down here to get to the green card swipe. And you will be met with two scientists if you come from this direction, so you'll need to be ready for that. Otherwise, you can go to the other entrance that I showed earlier between the two hangars, and most of the time you'll be able to avoid these guys, but there is a third that you need to take out in the blue room. But if you're coming from this side, once you take both of these guys out, keep pushing forward, and there'll be a fuse box on your right. And then you can go into the blue room and take out the final scientist. The red card is located on this table in the back left. And then we can head over to Trainyard, where we will find our next red card. You're going to need at least 25 rad protection to complete this monument. The card swipes are on this main building in the center, but our first stop is a switch at the top of this tower back here. At the bottom, you'll find a blue man that you need to dispose of. And then you'll find a couple boxes in here to loot. Make sure you grab those on your way up, and then turn this switch on. You'll then need to proceed to the opposite side of the monument, where you're going to have to battle two more blue men guarding a switch over here. By heading up the staircase over here, you'll find a doorway with a switch directly on the inside. Turn that on, and then you're ready to head over to the main building. And then you'll head up the staircase that's on the side of the building, where you'll find a fourth blue man guarding the fuse box. Throw a fuse in there and flip a third switch, and then you'll be good to go. This is a monument where you do not need the green card. If you don't have it, you can still obtain a red card. So the green swipe is right here with a couple barrels and crates in here, and then if you head up to the next floor, you'll find the blue card swipe. So bringing a green card is kind of pointless unless you have a ton of them, because you're risking losing it if you die. And to find the red card, you just run back through here, and there is a table with the red card on it. Similar to Trainyard, but easier to complete because there's no scientists, is the power plant. You're also going to need 25 rad protection to run this monument, and we're also going to have to flip two switches on the outside. The first one is located over here by this pile of coal. And then heading over diagonally to the opposite side of the monument, you'll find another small building with a door. And then there is a switch that you need to turn on and a timer. So you'll need to head directly to the center building now, where you will swipe a green card. And as soon as you enter the door, turn right, and there will be a switch on this generator over here. And by turning this on, you'll be able to activate the fuse box upstairs. Over here is a quick way that you can jump up to the top if you want to loot on the way down instead of on the way up. And then you can go up this staircase right here, and to the left will be the fuse box around the corner. After you put the fuse in, you don't have to do anything else other than back up and swipe the blue card on this door right here. And then head inside and work your way around to the staircase, where you will find a table with the red card on it right here. This is easier than Trainyard because there's no scientists, but it does require the green card to access the blue room, unlike Trainyard, which only requires a blue card. The final and most difficult way to obtain a red card is the missile silo. This is going to require a ton of meds, a ton of ammo, and over 25 rad protection. There's a building that you need to find up top, which has a button next to a blue swipe. And you can tell that it's the correct building because it's off by itself. On the other side, there's like 3 buildings. And then if you turn and see this one is by itself, that's how you know it's the right one. All you have to do to activate this is swipe the card, wait for the beep, and then push the button. And then that's going to open up this giant hatch over here. If this is your first time running this monument, be prepared. You're probably going to die, and you're going to need to get another blue card to come back in. So I'm just going to speed run this real quick. You're going to want to drop down and head to the right, and then we will proceed from here. I'm not going to be looting anything. I'm just running straight to the red card so that you know where it is. Most of the loot in the missile silo is self-explanatory, especially since you have to stop every now and then to take the scientists out. So once you come across this first elevator, you're going to want to take that. And then get ready because you're going to have to fight a scientist as soon as this door opens. And then you're just going to loop around and head down this tunnel. And we're going to be heading to the left. And then you're just going to continue straight down this hallway, and you'll run through this room, fight a couple more scientists, enter another room over here with another door that you just run straight through to. You don't need to take this elevator yet. You can keep running through here, down the staircase. More scientists everywhere. Very difficult, very hard. Keep running down the staircase. More scientists, very difficult, yes. And then you'll know you've made it all the way to the bottom once you see that level 5 on the wall right there. And then you should find yourself next to this truck in a cave, and there's a nuclear warhead with a computer right here, and this is where you'll find the red card as well as the amount of time left on the wipe for the server you're playing. And then you can use this elevator to go back up a little bit and then head over to the elevator we said not to go through earlier, and that one will take you to the room where you can open the door to go outside. And now you know every way to get a red card in Rust, so now let's go over the places where you can use the red cards. Large oil rig is one of the most popular places to use a red card because you don't need to do anything else other than have a red card. So then you can just head in here and you'll be able to start the locked crate, which will bring the heavy scientists over. And like I said, this is nice because you don't need a blue card to access the red room. The small oil rig, on the other hand, requires a blue card to access the red card room where you find the locked crate. But the small oil rig is a lot easier to hold and defend, so this makes it a better option if you're in a smaller group. And as we went over in the previous video, the underwater labs is procedurally generated, so there are multiple different types of red card rooms. You're going to need 1 to 2 fuses depending on which type of red card room it is. And if you're confused about this one, you do have to swipe the card before you can turn the timer on, and then you'll flip a switch over here to open this door, and boom, you've got access to elite crates in the underwater labs. You're going to need to be wearing a hazmat suit and bring water for the launch site because it requires 50 radiation protection, and you're still going to take rads, so you're going to need to drink the water. By these 3 silos over here is where you'll find the green card swipe, and on the inside is going to be where you put your first fuse and then turn the switch on. After this, you'll need to make your way diagonally across the entire monument over to this building right here, wrap around to the other side where you'll find a doorway. Inside of here, you'll need to place a second fuse, and then you can flip a switch here. Make your way back out the same door you came in, and then turn left. And over here is where you will find the entrance where you can use the red card. You're going to want to bring a flashlight or a torch for this because it's kind of dark. There is a light that you can turn on here, but it doesn't really help too much. And the most important thing to note, besides the fact that you want to go up this blue scaffolding that you see in front of me to get to the top, is that where you came in from is a door over here. And once you're done running the launch site, If you're not jumping off the top of it, you'll need to turn this switch on, and this will unlock all of the doors on the first floor. There's 4 doors in all 4 corners of this building, and each of them have a button, so once you've turned that switch on, you can exit from any direction that you want. The final monument in Rust that you can use a red card at is the military tunnels. In the center of the monument is this entrance that dips down into the ground, and then you're going to turn right once you enter in. You will need over 25 rad protection to run this monument, by the way. And over here is where you'll find a fuse box with a timer. Now, if you're in a smaller group that cannot kill all the scientists in here very quickly, you're going to want to clear out all the scientists first and then come back and do this part. Make sure you turn that timer on, and then you're going to make your way all the way down the tunnels. And once you get to the end of this train, you're going to need to take a left turn, and around the other side of the train, you'll find a hole in the fence that you can crawl through, and this is where the green card swipe is at. Be careful, there is a scientist behind here that you'll have to take out. And then right here is where you'll find a switch. Turn that on, and you're gonna run back through to the other side of this fence again. Keep working your way down the tunnel, sticking to the right, and you'll eventually end up down over here where the blue card swipe will be on your right. You're gonna need to push through this door, and it might close behind you, and you're gonna be stuck in there with the blue man, so be ready to fight him. And now on this part, you kind of get a couple chances. You're gonna flip this timer and then swipe the card. You don't have to push in right away. You can kind of peek through to see where the scientists are at and get your bearings, and then once the door closes for the first time, you'll be able to flip that timer again. I'm not sure how many times you're able to do that, but I wouldn't push more than 3. And now you're into the juice. You got the loot. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts of this where you can learn how to get every green card as well as get every blue card in Rust, the playlist will be on the screen right now and also will be linked in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe so you can get notified when more content comes out in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one.